Hi, everyone. I'm Jeannie Ralston. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited you're here today. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is my hometown of Asheville, North Carolina. So I moved to Asheville 2 years ago, and it's been everything that I'd hoped for in a American city. It's a manageable size. It's got a lot of great food, has art, culture. It's got four seasons, and I've just fallen in love with it. And so right after I moved here, I decided to do a trip to share this place with my next tribe people, and we've done it twice, and it's been fabulous. I mean, we've gotten into all some really nooks and crannies of Asheville that you wouldn't see if you just came here on your own, and that's the point. I want to be able to show you things that you couldn't see on your own, because otherwise, what is good is it to come with Next Tribe if you could just do it on your own. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you will do with us that you can't do or couldn't kind of access the same if you came on your own. So here, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you my some photos, and we'll go through that. Let me see here. Oops. You're seeing my screen. Please don't read too much. Okay, there it is. Here we go. So we are going on this trip. Give me a minute. Oops. I can't do it. Yeah. Let's see. There. So, trip April 24th to the 27th. And there's just the mountains. I mean, what can I say? They're the Blue Ridge Mountains, just completely fabulous. Yes, we will see scenes like this where it's just mountain after mountain, and the mountains get lighter as they go back. It's just in some, if we're out in the morning, we might see some little bits of fog like this. It's fabulous. Of course, there's the Biltmore Estate, which is the largest private home in the country. So we'll do that. And then in any Next Tribe trip, we'll be gathering with really cool women and sharing the adventure with them. So it's a great adventure. And Asheville has been consistently ranked as one of the top places to visit by all these, Condé Nast Traveler, Travel and Leisure, Southern Living. So it really is got a lot to offer, and people have recognized it. But I really work hard to make sure it's something beyond what even the travel magazines write about, because I live here. So I know people, and I know little things that you might not know otherwise. So yes, I'm your not only um, your designing your trip, I'm your trip leader. And I have a picture with Catherine Adams, who's probably going to join us later. She was on one of our trips, and so I have her picture there too. So we stay at the Kempton Hotel RS, which is right downtown. It's a beautiful hotel. And if you're right downtown, that means when we're not doing Next Tribe things, you have freedom to explore, walk on your own, see some shops, see coffee, go get some coffee at this safe at a London double-decker bus that sells coffee. It's one of the cutest places in downtown, and just have access to everything, and it's very comfortable. And look, if you look here, you can see out your window. You see those mountain views, which is fabulous. Um, so how we start, we walk around downtown Asheville, and I show you things that that I love, stores and places give you some of the history. There's a lot of gorgeous Art Deco buildings in downtown, and there's places where you can almost feel like you're in New York or Chicago, one of the big major cities, because it's just got a certain style vibe of a really urban vibe down in this section. And then you have the drums here every Friday night. It is a drummer's circle down in the center of town, and you can either get so involved to do the drumming, ask somebody if you can do their drumming, or we just dance. And we don't spend a lot of time at it, but it's just one of those. It's kind of uh, Asheville has a reputation for some kind of a hippie vibe as well. So we'll see the very urban vibe, the very chic vibe, but we also don't lose that hippiness which is where the drum circle comes in, which is really fun. And some of my places I love, the Woolworths here has the original diner and counter service that it's had forever, but the rest of the store is now an art gallery. There's a great bookstore. We see, there's a Flatiron building. It has its own Flatiron building, the Asheville version of the New York Flatiron building. So there's a lot to see downtown. We do that, and then we end up at the Battery Park Book Exchange and Champagne Bar, which was just noted by the Michelin Guide. A Michelin Guide has recently published a southeast version of its of what they recommend. And the Battery Park Book Exchange and Champagne Bar was one thing that was in Asheville that was noted by the Michelin people. So we'll have some champagne. It's just a lovely spot with sofas and books and champagne and all that. It's a really wonderful way to spend an hour or so, and we will do that on our tour of the city. We'll stop there. Then we'll head off to dinner. After that, we'll head to dinner in downtown. And then we do what I love. It's one of my favorite things, and I've done it with other people. I do this. One of the things I do with people who come to town, friends of mine, not on Next Tribe tours, but we have a foraging experience out in the woods. We walk out into the woods, and we have experts tell us, talk about the plants, talk about the mushrooms, nuts, berries, anything like that, like what's edible and what's not, and just even plants that are good for, arthritis or for pain relief. So it's really tapping into something that the is known around here in the Southern Appalachians. There's a history of healers and herbalists who know how to cure with plant-based cures. And these are the kind of things when we are doing this tour, we learn what in generations past a mother or grandmother would pass on to a son or daughter. Everybody kind of knew this about the plants. They were really in touch with what they were eating, what was in the forest. And I love that. It's like a way to kind of connect with that again. And I just feel like it's not just a beautiful morning in the woods or in the mountains of Western North Carolina. It's also, you actually learn something about the plants and you feel closer to what you're eating, what you're taking in. So it's a beautiful experience with a little bonus that's coming up, and I'll show you. After the foraging experience, we head downtown. We'll have lunch. There's so many great restaurants. Probably we'll have a lunch at a little southern restaurant, known for its great fried chicken and other things. But we'll do something like go to Asheville's Pinball Museum. It's just a throwback to our 70s and 80s or childhood when we used to play pinballs or Pac-Man, and all of that is there. So it's a fun little excursion. Then we head down to the River Arts District. The River Arts District is one of the most well-known parts of Asheville. It actually was one of the places hurt most by the Hurricane Helene, but it's coming back. About half of it is back. And we'll go to a studio that's on that is on the higher part of the River Arts District, so it wasn't as damaged by the hurricane. And there's a collage artist there. Her name's Lee Newton. She's right here in the apron in the front. Beautiful collages. And we'll have a session with her and we'll make our own little collages. And it's just a way, I mean, Asheville is about the arts, it is about seeing working artists. It's one thing, it's not just galleries with pictures, there's working artists in almost all of the galleries. And Lee, we don't just hear about her work, we're going to get our hands in it. And she's going to be there to help us. She's got all these beautiful papers that we cut out and use. And it's just something to take home from our time in Asheville, a little memento, and just a way to feel a little bit closer to the artist in this area. And then this is the treat I was talking about. So we do foraging in the morning. We go out in the woods, we gather all kinds of greens and leaves and mushrooms. Mostly, if I mean, we'll do mushrooms if they're in season. And then we take what we've gathered to one of the best restaurants in town, and the chef there will take our what we've foraged and create a meal with them, or create our appetizer with them. So I've done this many times now, and like one time we had chanterelle, we picked so many chanterelle mushrooms, and we had the most beautiful chanterelle pasta. So or one time there was something, these little spruce tips, and the chef, in addition to an entree, she made a beautiful tea with the spruce tips. So they're very inventive, and at this one restaurant we go to, it's a woman chef, and I always ask her to come out and talk about what she's made and why she made it, what kind of mental process she went through to kind of decide how she was going to use what we brought her. So it's so rewarding to have that morning in the woods and the mountains, and picking all these things and then get to eat it. It's like the full circle. So I really love this experience. And then the next morning we go out on a hike on the Blue Ridge Parkway. The Blue Ridge Parkway is one of the most famous drives in the U.S., especially the eastern U.S. And it goes, I can't remember, maybe like 400, 500 miles, but a lot of it, it goes right through Asheville. So we'll pick up the Blue Ridge Parkway, go to some overlooks, and then we will there's a Southern Folk Art Center, which I love to take people to because it's very particular. They don't just, it's not a flea market or anything. They only take work by artisans who have been approved by the Southern Folk Artists Guild, and it's just the real thing. It's all those old, wood bowls made out of one piece of wood that somebody has fashioned, glasswork and pottery and knitting and quilts and all kinds of things. We'll see all of that, but we'll also spend time going on a little hike. And how much we hike depends on what people want to do. If people want a longer hike, we can do that. It's a trail we go up and back. So if somebody only wants to do a little bit, they can turn around and before everyone else. But it's just to get a flavor of like being in the mountains, being out on the trail, like so many people do when they come here. So we have a little bit of that, which I love to. I love to bring people out into the woods. So this is another example. It's very urban. We've got the urban experience, the great restaurants, and art and culture, but we also have the outdoors. And that's one of the things that really makes Asheville shine, is that combination. So, and then speaking of culture, one of the things, as I said, I used to what I like to do on any of these trips is to get you into places that you couldn't see on your own. If you just came to Asheville, this is really important to me. But one of such a things, I love to get people into someone else's home, because I think it's really cool to see how somebody lives in that town, what's their life like, kind of imagining it. And so I have a friend who runs a writers group here in Asheville, And so, and she also has a beautiful home with a screened-in porch. That's what we're all sitting on a screened-in porch in this picture. And so she'll read from her writing, and then she'll have friends who've written books or um, poems or short stories read from their writing. Like in this picture here, uh, this woman, the shorter woman on the left, she's won Emmy Awards for her screenwriting. Now she's in Asheville. She does other kind of writing too, but it's just as a, and then what's interesting is this, we always do surveys at the end of our trip. Sorry, we do surveys at the end of our trip. Like, what was your favorite thing? What did we do well? What could we do better? But consistently, this event, being at somebody's home, listening to writers talk about their work, read their work, is always a favorite activity. So, and again, and we put out a nice spread of food. So it's just a very intimate experience. And then we go to, there's two buildings that are so iconic in Asheville. One is the Grove Park Inn. The other is the Biltmore Estate, and probably you've heard of the Biltmore Estate. Most people have, but the Grove Park Inn, not as many people have heard of that, but it is just exquisite. I mean, if you look, the kind of construction, the stone, the eyebrows, windows, just, and then it has a gorgeous view on the terrace that looks west. So we like to be there for sunset. And this picture was taken this past year in April at sunset with those mountains to the west. Just a great experience. Then we go out to another great dinner in downtown or in the Asheville downtown area. And then it wouldn't be complete if we didn't go to the Biltmore. So on Monday of this trip, we go to the Biltmore, and the Biltmore, of course, the house itself is incredible, but I love, especially in April, I love the gardens. The gardens are they have a huge staff of gardeners. And this picture on the right was taken on the grounds where they have this arbor and just wisteria all over it. It's just gorgeous. So it's a 3-night, 4-day trip, but we really pack in the activities. People, I hope it's not too much in one weekend. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm tired. But my feeling is you're paying to come to Asheville and see things that you couldn't see before. I want to give you lots of things to do and lots of things to remember. So we do pack it in. And I'm also very open to the idea if there's some things if you're tired or if you want to take a break and just meet us later for dinner and you want to miss, say, the collage class or whatever, that's okay too. It's more what I want this to feel like is you're coming here with some girlfriends, and there's just some give and take and flow to it, and you can join in what you want to join in, and other things, if you want to take a break, that's okay too. But I hope you'll want to join in, because these are some really cool things that we do. And I find that on all trips, even though this is a short trip, one of the things that characterizes Next Tribe trips is the women travelers bond so quickly. Like, I can't even believe it sometimes how quickly the groups come together. And we do these longer trips overseas, like a week or almost 2 weeks sometimes. And you can imagine the bonding on those kind of trips. But even a short trip like this, 3 nights, 4 days, these groups, they don't waste any time getting to kind of know each other. And I always think it's because these groups are self-selected. These are women who at this age are like, I still want more, I still want to keep going, I'm curious, I want to embrace new things. So you're already got that kind of mindset, and that makes that bonding so much quicker, because you're meeting other women with that same philosophy, and it's always beautiful. So I'm just going to leave you with a few pictures from the in the Blue Ridge Mountains. There's Asheville with Blue Ridge in the back. There's at night. And so that's it. So it's a fun little adventure. And I see we had a couple people, we lost a couple of people. I don't, they said they had to get off, but we have Arlene here and another person. Arlene, do you have any questions?
I'm very excited about joining. I've been following you for a while, so this came up and it really strikes me as a trip that I would love. I
Oh,
exact dates in April, and I'm not seeing it handy. Can you tell me that again?
what part? I'm sorry, I missed what?
And when in April?
Oh, April 24th to the 27th. So it's a Friday through a Monday. And I do that so because a lot, we've got the weekend, but I also want you to have Monday at the Biltmore because there'll be fewer crowds, and we don't want to do that on the weekend like crazy.
Who do you generally have? Do you have a minimum, a maximum, or
We
typical?
we have the minimum on this is pretty low because I live here and so it's not I stay at home. So I think last year we had 8 people and it was just a nice size. So I like, 6 to 8 I think would be fine. I mean, we have room for like 14, but if we don't have that many, then that's fine too. I mean, it'd be just more. Where do you live?
I live in Manhattan.
Oh my gosh, wonderful. And I still have a place in New York, and I lived in New York 2 different times in my life. So, where do you live in Manhattan?
East Side.